welcome to this edition of Flavors and Knowledge. I'm your host, Steve Cascione. Along with me is our five-star chef, Walter Potenza. We come to you from this beautiful designer kitchen showroom at Rhode Island Kitchen and Bath, right on Jefferson Boulevard. And you're telling me, Chef, off camera, you love working in this kitchen.
This is a beautiful setting. They have been designed properly.
Okay, so we're traveling from Tuscany last time.
Right.
Where are we stopping now?
We're going to Veneto.
They have unbelievable wine, the Valpolicella.
Amarone.
And
yeah.
Amarone, that's my
right.
favorite. And risotto.
Risotto, it's very, very popular all across the Po River, which extends from Piedmont on the west, and it reaches the Adriatic. But in the Padana Plain, rice is the major source of income.
Okay.
Today we're going to tackle risotto. It's said that in northern Italy, men pick the rice as careful as they pick their wife.
Really?
Yes. So we have a different variety. Arborio is the most the predominant varietal.
Okay.
Then there is Balbo and Carnaroli, which is preferred by chefs.
Now, risotto is not the easiest dish. Does it take time? I know some people they're afraid to really get into risotto.
Well, in this, we hope that in this we call a show lesson, we are able to.
I'm ready to learn.
Make it easier for you.
Okay.
We get a skillet of choice, usually nice and thick, and to make a good risotto, you need always a wooden spoon.
Okay.
You never want to use metal on a grain of rice because it will split.
No kidding.
At some point when they begin cooking.
That's a good point.
Rice has an incredible amount of starch, and through this process, 16 minutes pretty much, we are going to extract the creaminess of the rice, the starchiness, to make a cream rice. A risotto that doesn't have any cream. Risotto is not a dish per se, it's a technical procedure.
Okay.
And this is what we're going to do.
And you can add a lot of things to a risotto,
Absolutely.
right?
Today we're going to make one risi e bisi, a classic of the Venetian cuisine. We begin with unsalted butter, and I like to blend it with an extra virgin from Redoro, which is a company that does come from Veneto, right here.
Nice.
So I put it in a large bottle so I won't miss it. We begin melting. And we begin with a little bit of onion. On the bottom you can use scallion, shallots, white onion, red onion, whatever you like, to create a little foundation, Stephen. And we begin the stirring lightly. You don't want the onion to turn darker because it is a white dish.
Yes.
First step, we get a good Carnaroli brand. We put it inside the pan, and we lightly toast it. This begins the initial process of opening the pores of the rice so that we can then incorporate the remaining of the ingredients.
Welcome to the Alright Kitchen and Bath Seminar Series, where you can learn the ins and outs of kitchen and bath remodeling and design from the experts themselves. Get inspired by seeing the latest products and designs in our beautiful showroom floor.
So today's topics, we're going to go over kitchen and bath design trends, just a few things that we're going to touch on.
Today's topics are going to include levels of remodeling, budgeting, and then 10 steps to a successful remodel.
I'm Joni.
And Dave from Bristol, Rhode Island. And we've come here to Rhode Island Kitchen and Bath seminar because we are starting a planning for redoing our kitchen and half-bath laundry room.
This is our second visit that we've done here, and we really enjoy it very much. And we're definitely going to use Rhode Island Kitchen and Bath because they take care of everything.
It's important to have somebody, working with you in this time to really help guide you through all of those decisions there are to make. Sometimes people are a little overwhelmed by how many decisions there really are.
Attention was paid to every detail. There was a very thorough inspection before the project even started, so that the company was already aware of any problems that already existed that had to be addressed, and they were also able to alert us, my husband and myself, to any problems that also might occur.
Say you plan your whole space, you go to put the toilet in, the building inspector comes out and you haven't left 15 inches from the wall to the center of your toilet, and everything else is so tight that nothing else can move. that's not going to pass. So it's really important that you're measuring and taking into account all those different codes and stipulations.
You know, we are a very well-established company. We've been in business for 29 years. We have kitchen and bath remodeling down to a science, so we're very experienced in terms of code requirements and safety regulations that need to be followed. We also have, you know, an award-winning team of designers here. You know, we really offer people a lot of expertise and peace of mind in, you know, getting these projects done.
Visit RIKB.com for a list of the upcoming seminars and to reserve a seat for the next event. Or come to our showroom floor located on Jefferson Boulevard in Warwick.
I'm making this dish without wine, but this is a dish that can call for white wine if you like, okay? I make it without wine because if some of you don't drink wine as much as we do, but in this case, a good quarter of a cup of white wine will be very nice to have, okay?
Good.
And here, I'm going to use prosciutto cotto. This is smoked or cooked Italian ham,
That's nice.
okay? And we're going to have some of that flavor on the bottom.
You can already smell it.
Yep, so we continue the sort of what we call pan roasting of the rice.
I can see the color starting
Yes,
to
to see
turn a little
the
bit.
pores open up.
Yeah,
And again, you want to use a wooden spoon. I do have, this is going to go with peas.
I like peas. Peas
Yeah.
are good.
The white and the green, it's appealing. I'm going to use a chicken broth.
Okay.
But you can make your own vegetable broth. Use any vegetable broth available in your local supermarket. Make your own. Always remember, read the sodium content.
A little sodium is always better, right?
So we do not, as you would in any typical rice dishes, pour all the liquid in.
Right.
This you'll add it gradually. And we call this the wave. So you shake the pan. The wave right now, it's pretty quick, you notice?
Right.
There'll be a couple of more moments where the wave gets a little
slower,
bit thicker.
yeah.
And that's when you add the liquid.
That's a good point.
And you try to utilize the spoon the least possible, because every time you use a spoon, you have the tendency to crack it, to break it. And in world risotto competition, most chefs lose on that.
Really?
Yes.
That's interesting.
They crack the grain and
no
they lose.
kidding.
Yes.
Wow.
So you want to do this. In the meantime, I put together a dish for you.
Oh.
Feel like making some?
All right.
All right.
We'll be right back.
For over 37 years, Garden Hills Fruit and Deli in Cranston has been your neighborhood market. Garden Hills offers the highest quality, choice certified Angus beef, the freshest produce, and delicious sandwiches served in the old world tradition. Stop in for all of your tailgating and playoff party needs. We have the freshest selections of meat ready for your grill. We can cater any event, pick up, or we'll deliver to you. Since 1981, Garden Hills Fruit and Deli has been a trip to Italy for your senses.
Welcome back to Flavors and Knowledge. We're here at the Rhode Island Kitchen and Bath Designer Showroom, and Walter's got the risotto going, and we're going to do something else, I guess. Can I be considered a sous chef now because I'm doing all the salads?
Yeah, of course. We're going to use one ingredient that is indigenous to the Veneto region. It's radicchio. We're going to do a fennel and radicchio salad.
So how we start with?
We
Olive
start
oil?
with extra virgin. Or
Okay.
Redoro. And you can
First ingredient,
begin with the fennel.
this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Salt and pepper. Do that.
I learned fast, chef.
I am sure.
I love the smell of fennel.
In the meantime, the risotto keeps on going. The wave is getting slower. And we add some more broth.
Are we going to use any vinegar with this, Walter?
No, you have a lemon that I give you there. Lemon zest. And you let that marinate a little bit.
Okay.
Fennel, by the way, has a taste of licorice combined with the radicchio, which is very bitter, will give you a nice contrast.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
now
good.
use some radicchio chiffonade, thinly sliced. Good. Make a nice salad. Huh?
Yeah?
You add your radishes.
Okay.
Beautiful.
How's the risotto coming?
Risotto keeps on going here. Again, when it comes to rice, Stephen, it's very important to pay attention to it. Most importantly, in a cooking of rice, always control the source of gas. The force of the gas has a tendency to burn your pan on the bottom. To have an uneven cooking area, be careful when you purchase a pan, but most of all, be careful of the source of the gas. Control it nicely.
Now, I notice you're not covering the pan. You
No,
never
no.
cover with the risotto because I
No.
know some rices you put the cover on.
No, there's no need to.
No.
No,
Okay.
no, there's no need to do that. We wanted to look at it. We want to see the wave, the Venetian wave, as they say. Like this. Very nice. Are we doing the salad?
Doing
Yeah,
okay.
use all of it.
All of it? All right.
Yeah. And
Oh, it smells good.
oh, yeah, it's beautiful.
Okay.
You're even good with preparation.
You know, not bad for
I'm impressed. A few
Little bit of
the
pine nuts?
Pine nuts over the
No,
top.
they're not toasted. Just pine
No,
nuts.
like that. You can
Yep.
toast them or you can put them like that. An additional texture, a little crunchiness. So when you want to formulate a dish,
Yeah, I like them both ways.
you'll think of bitterness, sugar, saltiness. You want to combine the acidity and then the crunch. You want to balance all those flavors.
How's that look, Wolf?
Great job.
Thank you,
I'll
Chef.
take it. And the rice is working. See, Stephen?
Yeah.
The grains are cooking a little bit at a time. You see
Yeah,
them?
I can see that. So usually the prep time, well, the total time for a good risotto is what?
I would say
25
16 minutes.
60?
In Italy, they cook at 13.
Really?
In Italy, they
16?
cook it so that the rice is cooked on the inside.
A little tough on the outside?
Yeah, it's got a slightly bite, and
Okay.
some of these guys take the risotto very serious
Yeah.
back
Oh, I
home.
know.
Yeah,
I know.
so gonna do just a little bit because this is the stage where the rice goes from undercooked to overcooked. So you don't want to add too much liquid. You want to actually monitor the last portion of your cooking needs to be monitored even more carefully. Okay, here you go. It's for you to try.
Try it? Okay.
Yeah, it's still al dente.
Few more minutes.
Yep. We had the peas on the inside.
It's got a good texture though.
And in Venice, they say in Italian, per ogni riso un biso. For every rice kernel, one pea.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's too many.
That's a lot of peas.
Other peas. But it's a dish that fundamentally opens up.
We are back at Grapes and Grains, Mark, and we are in the special room. Tell us a little bit about this. It's really cool. I can see a lot of wines all around us.
So this is our reserve room. We do have a lot of rare, hard to find specialty wines, but it's also very welcoming. Come and check it out. There's a lot of different things to see. We have it sectioned off. So we do have our New World whites, we have our Cabernets and red blends from the New World, some specialty scotches. We do have a pretty wide selection of Italian wines,
Nice.
Spanish, French.
Now we're in the Veneto region. I've learned, and you can certainly tell me more about it, that the white grapes do very well in certain parts of the region. And wines like the Soave, the Prosecco, and then the Valpolicella.
Some of the oldest vines you're going to find can be traced back to the Veneto. Not only that, they do say you can see about 1,000 or so different practices of winemaking in the Veneto.
What's interesting about the Veneto is you've got the Dolomite Mountains, you've got the Adriatic Sea,
Yep.
and then you have the Po River, which
Yep.
influences the soil.
Absolutely, and you're really looking at that. You've got Lake Garda as well. You've got a maritime influence. You've got a the plains themselves. It allows for a perfect growing season.
A lot of hills.
Got some great hillside that leads to the Po Valley.
Right.
So what you're getting is on the plains, the ability for the grapes to ripen more fully.
Okay.
And then as you reach the coastal areas, you have that great kind of maritime influence, which you can find in something like the Soave, which has a saline-like characteristic on the finish. Now we're looking at a meal that's kind of full and savory and rich. I would always start with something fun like Prosecco.
Right.
You know, it's nice, palate cleanser. The Glera grape itself actually used to be known as the Prosecco grape.
What's kind of like the difference between Prosecco and, say, a Champagne?
Champagne can be made from 3 different grapes, true Champagne. Chardonnay, Pinot Meunier, or Pinot Noir. Prosecco is only Glera. Prosecco can only come from Prosecco, and Champagne can only come from Champagne.
Right.
Unless you're grandfathered in like certain places in California.
What's the price range of this Prosecco
Around
that we're looking at?
$13.99.
That's a
I
good
would
price.
really expect to see it around there. I believe there's a radicchio salad, fennel and
That's
radicchio.
right. Yes, that's part of what we're cooking. Exactly.
So the Soave is going to be a fantastic choice for that. Those great mineral notes. It's going to definitely accentuate the fennel. It's going to bring out that spice from the radicchio.
A little sweet.
There are some that can be a little sweet. This is a Suave Classico, so it's on the drier style. Bright. It has that long finish. It does have a little bit of a citrus note.
And is there a big difference when they're harvesting white grapes as opposed to red? Is it done differently, or is it about the same?
The practice is the same. Harvest is the same. Handling is different. For something like Suave, everybody wants to harvest as early in the morning as possible, because as soon as you cut your grapes from the vine, they're basically going to start going through their own crush. Some can start spontaneous fermentation. The same thing can happen with a red wine, but it's going to be process itself. What are you doing for maceration? And that kind of leads itself right into something like a Valpolicella.
So tell us about that. That's one of my favorite wines.
It's one of the best wines I've had in a while. The Valpolicella itself can be a blend of 3 to 4 or more grapes. It's basically the indigenous grapes for the area. This is Ripasso method, says it's a second pass. The Valpolicella itself is passed over dried Amarone skins. So it gets that secondary fermentation. It basically sparks a second fermentation in the wine, and you get a richer, fuller, very complex dark wine.
What's the price range on it?
It's between 22 to 25. The first time that it was introduced, it was mistaken by some very well-known winemakers for an Amarone. And moving to really full style, the Bussola Valpolicella itself, it's a Classico Superior. They both are. The major difference between the two of them is process. The Bussola is 100% hand-picked. They actually go through the sorting table after harvest and pick the berries that they choose are the best or the most expressive for the Valpolicella. They do the same for their Amarone, and they do the same for the Ricciotto.
Now, when people come in, and I was reading about this, you may see on some of the labels DOC or DOCG. What's that mean? And I remember reading that in this region, they produce more DOC wines than many other parts of Italy.
Definitely. It's an easy way to recognize quality, to recognize that the wine is from a specific place. DOC, DOCG, IGT, they're all different levels. Most Super Tuscans that you find are going to be IGTs. So it's basically wines of a specific area, but that area is very wide. DOC is wines that are guaranteed to be from a much smaller area, and the majority will be coming from a specific vineyard. And your DOCG is an even smaller circle.
Those are the better. What else is going on at Grapes and Grains?
Right now, we're just getting ready for the holiday season, ready to show some folks some really nice, new, exciting wines, making some really neat changes, and about to update some of our nice Italian dessert wines.
Excellent. Mark, thank you again for your time.
Well, thank you.
It's a pleasure, and I'm certain we'll be back soon and as we head to the next region.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, and we got a couple of more minutes, and we go with this. Have you had Amarone lately? Yeah.
Yeah, I love Amarone.
Nice wine. Actually, in Veneto they do. I don't know that you know about this, but horse meat was very popular until the 50s.
Really?
Yes. In Veneto they make horse meat in a form of a stew, and it's highly marinated with Amarone and an acid, and it was usually given to children for blood replenishment.
No kidding.
Yeah.
High in iron.
Yes, yeah. Right after the war, the
poor horses.
Horse meat in Veneto were very popular. And they have a dish is called brasato de cavallo, which is braised horse meat.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. We're almost done with this. We'll complete this dish with a final presentation. Stephen?
Great.
Okay. And of course, we have to do the last step, which is...
I get to put some cheese on it finally?
Well, Parmigiano Reggiano, it's mandatory. Then put no salt and pepper here because the stock adds a little bit of salt inside.
I taste it, yep.
But I know you like a little bit of pepper, so there you go.
I'm a little on the spicy side.
Yeah, make you happy.
Thank you, Walter.
Probably get a job in the Southwest, you know. Okay. And so we made a quick visit to Veneto.
That's great.
And I know that you will be talking about wine at some point. And This is when you know that a risotto is done. When you pick it up and it falls off the spoon.
Really?
If you have to do this, force yourself.
It's overcooked?
It's
Too much.
There's too much, there's not enough liquid inside.
Yeah.
So, the last thing that you want to do is what we call mantecatura. Manteca from the Spanish word butter. You would add butter at the very end and then whisk it inside, Stephen.
Ah.
Yeah, watch this. We add the butter inside, we whisk it. And as you whisk it, you add the cheese on the inside.
Ah, look at that.
Okay? And what this does, this is a technical practice, this allows the rice to fluffen up a little bit. It's almost like the rice lifts out of the plate, see?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, that looks good.
Yeah. So you present your dish.
Wow, that looks really good.
Very nice. And this is the typical riso e biso. Put in a center here for us. Now we're eating well. With a little bit of prosciutto cotto.
Nice.
And it's customary in Italy, the rice gets to be consumed from the outside in, okay? On a flat plate. Today I'm using a little bowl, but that's okay. We can touch it, a little bit of extra virgin, a little drop. And this is risi e bisi, rice with peas, and prosciutto cotto.
And don't forget my salad.
A salad of fennel, radicchio, which comes from the Veneto region, pine nuts, radishes, and lemon.
For over 37 years, Garden Hills Fruit and Deli in Cranston has been your neighborhood market. Garden Hills offers the highest quality choice certified Angus beef, the freshest produce, and delicious sandwiches served in the old world tradition. Stop in for all of your tailgating and playoff party needs. We have the freshest selections of meat ready for your grill. We can cater any event, pick up, or we'll deliver to you. Since 1981, Garden Hills Fruit and Deli has been a trip to Italy for your senses.
We purchased a house that we knew from the time we bought it was going to require an awful lot of work. It had been neglected for some number of years, and especially the kitchen, bathroom areas, master bedroom, and a lot of the first floor were in pretty tough shape.
We were looking for a company. We wanted a place that had a great reputation, which Rhode Island Kitchen and Bath definitely does, and also where we could have everything done in one place. Essentially, we didn't need to be the contractor for everybody. We had one person who was managing the entire project, and we were really impressed with the way that the company operates in the sense that they do everything from soup to nuts.
Most people, when they come in, they want to know what's hot right now, what they should be thinking about putting into their project. So here's some of the things that our clients are doing. I find most people want their homes to feel very welcoming and airy and spacious, and so using clean lines is a really good way to achieve that.
When we first started, they gave us a schedule, and the schedules pointed out every day who would be working and exactly what they would be doing. And we were scheduled for a 6-week renovation. They gave us a schedule at Rhode Island Kitchen and Bath showing exactly who would be at our house and exactly what would be done. And it was a daily schedule. At the end of the process, kitchen was completed earlier than anticipated.
One of the reasons why I like talking about countertops is because it's an instant way to upgrade and change the look completely of your kitchen. Granite, natural stone, certainly any type of color that you want, you can usually find. The types of things that people are looking for now, trend-wise, is anything that has what we call movement. Looking for sweeps of color.
We just got such a good feeling about this place. They welcomed you in, they had professionals working here, and these people were design experts. That's what I felt. And their ideas just clicked with what we were looking for, and we didn't even know it.
Absolutely. I would agree with that 100%.
A lot of people are also doing walk-in showers with large glass enclosures. They're using glass shower enclosures to kind of open it up, make it feel airy instead of having a closed-off shower with a shower curtain. You can do different tile designs and tile work within the bathroom that you want to showcase. So you walk in and you just see just a gorgeous retreat.
You can do a custom hinge door, you can do a barn sliding door, or also a standard sliding door. And then the recessed niches are really great for storing all of your shampoo bottles. Those can be customized to any shape and size within your shower space to kind of go with the theme used in that bathroom. Also, the built-in benches are really nice. Sometimes you can put extra bottles on there, but also it's great for if you need to sit while you're showering or if you're shaving your legs, it's also great for that.
These designers were moving us more into a lifestyle that we know we're going to live into and retire at.
We really like to break it down for people into baby steps, and then you can kind of see, how you get to that finish line. In step one, you should just have a very open mind. You want to start by gathering ideas. Visiting showrooms like ours here today, take a few minutes when we're done, make sure you really look in every nook and cranny in here. We try to build this showroom to give people a sense of all the different options that are out there and what's possible. So really take advantage of that.
It's not as easy as it looks. We have HGTV or DIY network out there that a lot of times you can kind of watch 30 minutes of an episode and think, oh yeah, I can do my kitchen myself. Maybe you can, but I definitely would consult a professional, especially if you're doing any structural changes. Don't start knocking down a wall before contacting a professional. Especially in older homes, there's a lot of old homes in Rhode Island. You want to make sure you're meeting all of the code requirements, especially with electrical and plumbing, updating everything in there so it's up to date and up to code. Inspection and quality assurance is also important. You want to make sure that you have permits on your job site and that the inspector is coming to check in on the job and make sure everything is up to code throughout the job.
We're very experienced in terms of the code requirements and safety regulations that need to be followed when we are building these spaces. And we also have an award-winning team of designers here, so we really offer people a lot of expertise and peace of mind in getting these projects done.
I just can guarantee that if you or anyone else decides to use Rhode Island Kitchen and Bath, they'll be thrilled with the work, and they'll know the price beforehand, they'll know what's going in beforehand, and what they plan for is what they'll get.
We had known about the fact that they were a design-build firm and did things from soup to nuts, as Rebecca said. But if I have to answer the question as to what surprised us about it, the company, I think it was just how exceptional they are at all elements of what they do. Everything from the design consultation to pushing and prodding us in the right direction to help us make decisions about things, to the pre-construction work and all the way through the construction. I've been continually amazed at how good they are at every phase of that.
It was a great show.
It was.
Thank you.
We thank you for joining us. We thank Rhode Island Kitchen and Bath Design for this beautiful designer kitchen. And please join us next time on Flavors and Knowledge.